Thank you, Governor. I say it all the time. Change is necessary, change is not easy, change is hard, and this governor understands it. Thank you, John. The Marvel Cup was awarded in 1951 to honor a Delawarean or Delawareans who have made outstanding contributions to the state, community, and society. State Chamber's highest honor is named in memory of the Honorable Josiah Marvel, who recognized and was the first president of the State Chamber in 1913. The award was originally presented to Marvel upon his retirement and has been imprinted with the name of each recipient. The identity of the winner is not announced until the award is presented at this dinner. And we'll have a video with people speaking about this year's honoree. We talk about people's soul. You can't see anybody's soul. But you know what it is when you see it. And these people, it's what they do for Delaware, what they've done for Delaware, it's in their soul. It's personal to them, it's personal to us. And that's why we're honoring them.
I've known this year's honorees for a long period of time, that's for sure. From college days, as far as one of the honorees goes, and certainly that's a couple for a long period of time. But they are very special people, certainly to me, and just about everybody in Delaware.
The honoree is an incredible couple, you know, just an incredible example for all of us of class and decency and kindness. And he was an extraordinary exemplar of balancing just incredible public service with that commitment to family. And so they showed all of us that family comes first, and it certainly did for them. And she was just class personified, smart and generous and appreciative of really every kindness that others bestowed on the family, and took every opportunity to serve in a very meaningful way herself.
If you look at the cup says, and the honoree should be someone who has done something worthy of remembrance. And these two honorees certainly meet those qualifications, probably as well as any of our honorees have in the last several years.
They are the first family of Delaware. They have been for years, and that only became bigger from 2009 to 2017. And there's no other family like them, and what they've done for our state and for our country is truly extraordinary.
You know, when I think of our honorees, I think of family, faith, and country. These are real, genuine people.
They are good, decent, ordinary people who do extraordinary things.
They're better known than the state of Delaware. When I travel around the country, places like Florida, people say, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Delaware." And they say, "Isn't that where Joe Biden's from?" And I say, "Yes." And they say, "I couldn't find Delaware on the map, but I know Joe Biden very well, and I could pick him out of a lineup."
Oh my God, they're terrific people, terrific family. And it's funny because people look to Joe an awful lot and how he handles the glare of the spotlight. I think how spouses handle it is as revealing about their strength as anything else. I think Jill's just shown in that job. She's done a beautiful job.
I really feel privileged to be called extended family to them, and they've accepted Joan and I with open arms. And we actually, my Catholic education background is very similar to Joe's, so the culture part of that just fell into the line, that it was all pretty much what we were both accustomed to.
There's a quote in the Vice President's book, and it's a quote about how to achieve happiness. Find something to do, someone to love, and something to hope for.
I would say that they're kind, honest, certainly, welcoming in every sense of the word, and probably some of the finest people I've ever met.
They brought into the consciousness first of this state, and I believe throughout the nation, our responsibilities, each of us, to stand up and speak out for people that don't have a voice.
Well, they probably deserve the award as much as anybody who's ever received it, simply because of the recognition that they have brought to Delaware. I cannot imagine any couple who could deserve it more than Joe and Jill Biden.
Both Joe and Jill are totally committed to, after family, the next most important thing to them is family service. I've never heard either one of them express an interest in anything other except spending their life on public service. They're two of the most dedicated people to public service I've ever met.
He's a natural leader, and you don't have to always be out front to be a leader. You can be the wind at somebody's back. You can be the silent hand, that they hold when you walk next to them. But he was a leader who people normally just gravitated towards, because what Joe was always able to do is to see the better angels.
I think the legacy's already there, but there are years to go. There's still, I think, even more that's going to happen in their lives, for Delaware particularly now, but also for the nation.
Oh, I expect huge things from them. They have laid the groundwork throughout their entire careers to continually do larger things. And I expect that even given all of their accomplishments to date, they will still do much more in the future. I look for them to be on the scene for a long, long time.
At this point in the program, we announce the winner. Winning the Marble Cup this year is a great and renowned ice cream eater. And we thought that we would start the announcement by making sure that we toasted him in the way that is proper. And with that, I am pleased to announce this year's winners of the Marble Cup, Joe and Jill Biden.
Before we present the cup to Joe, I just want to say other people know them by their titles, by their professional names. In Delaware, we just know them as Joe and Jill.
This was not part of the deal. And Mike, where the hell's the ice cream? Folks, I came expecting that I was going to be your keynote speaker tonight and talk a little bit about many things that were referenced by the congressional delegations, and others have spoken tonight. But let me just say at this moment and sit down that it's been the greatest privilege of my life to have the honor, it's a genuine honor, to have served the state of Delaware as long as I have. You know, for people for the last, well, I hate to mention the number of years, all these years, to continue to invest their trust in you is an enormous gift. Bobby, a lot of you also have experienced it. You all know it. But it's an enormous gift. And I have, as I was going to say in my speech tonight, but I'll say it now and sit down, that James Joyce, I'm always quoting Irish poets, as you all know, unfortunately. And as my colleagues used to kid me in the Senate and the White House, they think I do it because I'm Irish. It's not the reason I do it, because they're the best poets. But James Joyce said, before he passed away, he said, "When I die, Dublin will be written on my heart." Well, for me and my family, my beau, Jill, when I die, Delaware will be written on my heart. It's the most remarkable, it's the most remarkable state to be able to represent. You know, when people know you and they still vote for you, that's a hell of a compliment. So thank you for the award, and I'll talk to you later.
We'll now break for dinner, and we'll hear more from the 47th Vice President of the United States and our Marvel Cup winner after we're finished dinner. Thank you.